all. But anyhow, we broke down, and now for the last, like I showed in my on my YouTube channel in the update earlier today, for the better part of 7, 10, 12 days, we've reconsolidated on that broken descending triangle. After we broke the uptrend, we came down, broke out of the descending triangle, we back tested for a number of weeks. It's actually been a good week, 10 days, maybe even 2 weeks now, consistently back testing this and getting rejected. And now you can see we're starting to have these bearish engulfing candles. We had another bad close on the daily last night into today, and now we have another bearish engulfing candle. And with the thinly traded weekend, I would be stunned if we don't at the minimum revisit 1.082 trillion. But we have a technical target on the breakdown if this holds and confirms of 869.004 billion, and that's a big number down. That's a big number that everybody just has to pay attention to, because if we're at 864 billion, that's devastating for the crypto markets. Where do you think XRP is going to be at if the market cap's only at 800 and something billion, 800 and, so you have to put it in perspective here. So that's why I put in a big area right here where if we break down past this area, then all of a sudden now we've got to start playing this falling channel. And yeah, I'm spending a lot of time on the total crypto market cap, because if you don't understand the total crypto market cap, you don't understand crypto. The total crypto market cap is what basically it's the exact pattern of the entire crypto market. So you have to understand what's going on. So once that breaks, that's where the big problem happens, because we know the technical target's down here. And it's going to be down here once we break down, but I'll put it up here just so everybody can see the technical target on a breakdown. I'll go through the comments in a sec. I just wanted to get out here hot and heavy when it comes to the total crypto market cap, because it is the direction of each of the market and the independent cryptos. But the true technical target out of here is way farther down than my initial target, but we still have to get through that 8 point whatever billion. It's up here in this consolidation zone. So, but the technical target on a breakout out of here, you're talking, you can cut half your market cap practically away, even from where we're at right now. So, I mean, I don't know anybody who would want to get stuck in that. And, like, I had a hard time with the market cap, because it's, do you come over here to try to establish an uptrend and do something like that? Or do we give the market cap a benefit of the doubt and say, can it even sustain something that far down? Because I've seen some people try to draw the uptrend, or I've tried to draw the uptrend like this. But in all reality, we know the true uptrend is going to have to come from farther down. So when we actually look at the real uptrend, it's very clear that we're going to end up way down somewhere. And where it is, I think a lot of people are going to be fucking flabbergasted when they see how low the market cap goes. At some point. I mean, the true uptrend is telling us we got to come somewhere way down here. Could you imagine if we were down to 70 billion on the market cap again? I think a lot of people think it's impossible. I tend to think that if we were to somehow break this cup and handle, well, yeah, then all bets are off and we could make a huge run down. But to think in the crypto markets that the total crypto market cap, we're going to be able to fail this cup in hand. We got to fail it first before we could come back down to the uptrend. It's that simple. Right now, to make a successful cup, I've continued to say 652 could be an area, and then you could pull up. But that's a substantial drop from where we've been. And a lot of times, like I've said, you like to come to the uptrend to prove. It tries to prove itself. But I don't know, man, with the total crypto market cap, if it really were to show that big of a drop, and you can see a head and shoulders pattern, a topping reversal forming here, and it's going to be a lot, guys. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a pretty big drop here. At best, you're looking at a successful hold of this cup and handle, and this would hold here. But that still brings you to that 657 billion. I mean, that's a substantial drop. So I wanted to start out hot and heavy with the total crypto market cap, because until we understand what's going on with the total crypto market cap, we can't really understand what's going on with the entire crypto market. How will people trust to money back? That's the point, Ryan. Most people won't. That's why I've been trying to make sure the ones who have been watching and who have been around, fortunately, long enough to where they understand what's going on. The point of all this is to where most people won't get back in. That's the market manipulation as a whole. Welcome back, CW. Jam, welcome in. Jam F, welcome, welcome. Certainly looks like the Batman, CW. It certainly looks like it. If you had 10K to try to turn to 12K in less than a day and get out, how would you do this? Punch myself in the face. No. In this market, I would trust my gut and not do anything stupid. I mean, those are the kind of questions that can get you hamstrung in a market like this. There's no real good answer to that. One, every time I seen it come up to the 20-day and reject, I would buy it. Or I would wait until it comes down to 33.5, because right now, you certainly could take the gamble. Thinly traded weekend. You have an engulfing candle. You take it down to the 30-minute time frame. And that's what I would be looking at. You have a reversal candle right now. If we get rejected again by the 20-day at 38480, and you can see there's no volume and it's ready to pull down again, that would be a spot where you could target. The problem is if we try to do some kind of bullish divergence over the weekend, because it's not uncommon to see something like this. So we failed to break all the way down to come back up here now to 41,365, liquidate a few of those shorts, and then continue the journey. That would not be uncommon at all. So, but I mean, the easiest way right now would be to figure out Bitcoin. If you're going to short something for easy money, I would stay away from the altcoins, and or if you're longing or shorting or whatever the quick play is, I would stick with Bitcoin because it's more, to me, it's easier when you're in these situations to dictate what Bitcoin's going to do. We keep getting rejected by the 20-day. We can draw the short-term patterns here because you're not going to want to do anything on the, you're not going to want to do anything on the altcoins unless you're a real big gambler, because they're a lot more unstable. Bitcoin, at least you've got these little areas where, I'll show you, I'll finish. Just going to take a sec to draw this bottom. But you can at least ride the pattern like this, and at least you've got the bear pennant. We can see this. I mean, they're all like this, but Bitcoin at least dictates the market. So if you're stuck on Bitcoin, I mean, I don't really see a lot, though, that I would really like to take a gamble on here, to be honest with you. I mean, we're in a falling channel. We're in a descending triangle. No matter which way we pull this pattern, it looks like it wants to keep coming down. So we pull Bitcoin way farther out into the monthly, and you can see this devastating uptrend that we're on that was broken. Now we backtested in another part of the pattern, got rejected, but now assumingly we can say we're in an ascending triangle off the busted pattern. Then we broke down into a falling channel, which is just coming back down from resistance to support. So, I mean, you can break up these patterns or break down these patterns however you want, but the bottom line is right now, the volume's atrocious, and every time we try to make a run up, we just don't have the volume to bring us up to the levels we want. And what ends up happening is it hamstrings us. And one of the biggest problems that we currently have right now, oops. So we can read through this just a tiny bit real quick. And the only reason is because this went into the whales when I read it earlier, and it was kind of interesting. So just, oh, what was that? Just to bring in a little news here real quick. Hey, Summer8365, thanks for the 200 bits. I really appreciate that. Much love. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple, whales, greed, smart money, and fear, part 2. So Bitcoin price liquidity has been swiped. Ethereum price should see a fall to 1400. That's about where my estimations are. We'll go into Ethereum after this as well. XRP price action should be watched closely. So the cryptocurrency market is uncomfortable for investors as the Bitcoin sell-off to 28,100 on May 26th has invalidated the bullish thesis. The liquidity hunt is a valid proof of smart money's involvement. Oh crap, William, you're already leaving? I thought I seen something a couple, but I was trying to roll through this real quick. I'll get back in eventually. Dollar cost average is modesty at 33 cents isn't a bad play. Absolutely not, William. Absolutely not. Have a good night, William. And you be safe out there. We got to finish reading through this, guys, and we'll get back into the comments. So, involvement in the market, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP could experience more downside price action due to the unfortunate breach. Bitcoin price has whales playing tricks. Bitcoin price magnet-like price action around 41,300 and 39,700 was once a bullish signal. It seems smart money has been holding the Bitcoin price around the level to induce traders to open a long position. Now that the contrarian bullish triangle is invalid, the next target is a guessing game. Bears in the market should avoid being greedy and allow more time from the technicals to display potential targets. I 100% agree with that. And in fact, this is what we were looking at in our time frame. We talked about how the bull flag was invalidated before, and we're trying to come through this low support. And that's a smaller time frame bull flag, but this is showing the bearish continuation, the descending triangle as we've been showing, and it's showing exactly what I've been showing everybody. Invalidation of the downtrend now lies at 32,630. If this level is breached, the bulls should have high enough steam to push the Bitcoin price as high as 38,000, which is everything we've talked about as well, a 30% increase from Bitcoin. I just don't see it happening. Ethereum price could shake out early bulls. Ethereum price is still decaying below the $2,000 zone. The Ethereum price currently trades at $17.56 as the bears are following the technicals mentioned in last week's bearish thesis. Ethereum price will likely fall to $1,400 in the coming days as we'll go back to the Ethereum chart because that's right around my targeted move down as the bears are pushing the price down impulsively. This is the first crypto season in several years where Bitcoin holds its value while the Ethereum price withers. For these reasons, fear seems to be at an all-time high amongst investors. The relative strength index has officially breached the buyer's support level, which further confounds more downside price action for Ethereum in the future. And you can see a descending triangle that's busting to the downside now. The bearish continuation pattern is starting to actually break down now. So that's a big, big problem. Ethereum price bearish invalidation now lies above 2480. If the bulls can breach this area, the Ethereum price downtrend could be void. The bulls could confidently aim for a 3,000 Ethereum, resulting in... Don't count on that. That's just the hopium speaking within FX Street because they can't avoid it because they just can't. They can't help themselves. Slap themselves in their face. So XRP price must be watched closely. XRP price is still disappointing investors the most within the cryptocurrency market. This week, the Ripple price broke away from a consolidative triangle pattern, sending the XRP price to revisit 38 cents. Still, analysts are looking for ways to forecast an alternative uptrend scenario ahead of the upcoming news event between XRP and the SEC. The problem with that is this case is going to 2023, and even FX Street still fails to realize this because, again, they're fudgsters, perpetrate some good news with a bunch of bullshit. XRP price should continue its erratic nature for days to come. The long-held dispute between the two forces is likely the only thing hold XRP price from reaching $1 and beyond. A dollar cost average approach is still a favorable strategy for XRP maximists, aiming for a long-term macro targets. That is true, but when you break an ascending triangle, it's not the right time to dollar cost average. So you break the newly formed descending triangle, which is, if I didn't know any better, I'd say FX Street's charts are starting to look an awful lot like mine now on these continuation patterns. But hey, what do I fucking know? So that's what we're seeing there. And then it wasn't just that one though. There was another one that had a pretty interesting thing on the U. We'll go into the U today real quick. So we had the Bitcoin USDT. We already know the 30,000 remains vigilant. The Ethereum. And then for XRP, I wanted you guys to see what they have to say on here. So, and I found this pretty entertaining because, like, you just seen what FX Street said. You know my technicals, what I believe. So now listen to what the Youth Today says. XRP has followed the bounce back of Bitcoin, growing by 1.67% over the last 24 hours. XRP remains below the 40-cent mark, which confirms bear pressure. However, the buying trading volume is going up, suggesting bulls' efforts. That's a lie. If they can seize the initiative, traders can expect a test of the resistance zone around 45 cents. $100? Holy shit. Around 45 cents within the next few days. XRP is trading 39.328 at press time. So I don't know about that. I think that's a little hopium. But we have talked about if we could break up out of the falling... Well, here, I'll just show you guys out of the descending triangle. But these are the shorter term patterns. In the weekly on XRP, we have a descending triangle started. We're trying to break this uptrend. But we've talked about this extensively. So I don't know how likely 48 cents is going to be when we have a weekly bearish cross that has now crossed 100. And now we're looking for that impulse move to break this zone. Could we get lucky? Anything's possible. I was once told by a leprechaun that there was a pot of gold at the end of the thing, and then when I got there, he punched me in the nuts. So I thought I was going to get lucky too. It just didn't happen. Still have a beef to grind with that fucking leprechaun. Cocksucker. Not shot indeed, CW. I didn't even know if anybody caught that. That just kind of came out. Kenny with the 7 bits. Appreciate you, Kenny. Welcome. What's going on, Cyber? Welcome in. Yep, we'll talk soon, William. Talk soon. And Summer, thanks for those 200 bits. I appreciate that. But yeah, that's a true story, you know. A lot of times when you're being led to the pot of gold, at the end of it, you're basically just getting bent over. Whether hopium, fear, or just you want to have something you don't. That damn leprechaun in the wandering eye. He'll get you every fucking time. But we're going to go into Ethereum right now. Well, first I see Kenny's in here, so I've been waiting for XLM. And I know Kenny likes XLM. I know Pizza Breath likes XLM. I know a few of you guys like XLM. But this is what we're looking at, real talk with XLM. When we break this ascending triangle... And I think I've nailed XLM better than anybody over the last 7 months. Right now, our technical target, I break this uptrend, which ends up being this inside-out wedge, which we've talked about. And I will refuse to break this down any farther and take away this pattern because, yes, it could be moving into a falling channel. But right now, we need to break this uptrend right in this area, and the uptrend is at 11.4, and then the technical target, the first one, 676. The ultimate technical target, if you were to break this, would come all the way down to, what is that, 3.2 in this area. But it's actually a little bit lower because it should be about 2.7, 2.8. Yeah, about that. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on with XLM as well, and once you start to break it down, it's confusing, but once you understand, hey, we broke a very nice uptrend here that went all the way from the early 2020. So about 2 years worth, two years and 2 months. And then we break it down. Actually, it was about 1.5 years, 2 years. Because then we broke it down November, December. And we haven't been able to get back on top side of it since. Now we got these little technical targets. Now that we brushed out this W, we faked out. And now we broke down. So at some point, don't mistake things. There's going to be a substantial bounce at some point. It's just... we have some work to do still, and the crazy thing with XLM is from the top, XLM is one of the ones that are getting absolutely obliterated. Down, I remember in the beginning when XLM was at 75, 70 cents, a lot of people were like, Tom, we missed the fucking boat with XLM. No, we haven't. Talk to me at the bottom. So now 10,000 XLM will cost you less than $1,300 or $1,200. When up there, it cost almost $8,000. We're down 85% right here. A lot of the crypto market's patience, understanding, not being stupid. Especially not having the fear of missing out. Because when you have the fear of missing out, you buy. And then what happens? You actually do miss out because you don't have any money left. You have to be patient. I've been so patient, and I'm so patient, it's to a fault, and I get criticized. But not anymore. People don't criticize me anymore. Isn't that funny how that works? Nobody criticizes me anymore. The only thing they criticize me about are, I don't even know. Honestly, it's a big difference because even if I am getting criticized, I don't even acknowledge it. So I'm not sure if I am getting criticized. It's a complete 180 from how I used to be. I used to actually care about getting criticized. Now I take it as a badge of honor. You want to criticize me? Well, it looks like you got no fucking money. That's why you're criticizing me. Maybe you shouldn't criticize me. Maybe you should listen. So, and it's funny because this uptrend, it doesn't want to relinquish this. This right here, this extension we created to see if where the new uptrend was after it broke this, it doesn't want to break this at all. Yep, Kenny, absolutely. XRP 2022, welcome in. Can't say but want to show some quick love. I appreciate that. Just stopping in, saying hi, and moving on is all I ask. You know, I love when you guys just stop in and say hi. Yeah, FOMO and me used to be good friends too, Summer. But unfortunately, you know what ended the old FOMO thing? When I realized that I could lose as much money in crypto simply by just selling or buying something because I wasn't understanding. And that was when I, obviously with Uphold as well. But when you can lose money just by buying and selling crypto and not realizing it, even if you're winning, that's when you really have to open up your eyes and be like, okay, there's something to this game, but if I can figure it out, I'll be sleeping real good at night. DGB at 1105. I mean, I just am absolutely, I love that DGB's over here. Love it. My first target of 0.008 when I first made those targets, I remember I had a 0.011, but I said, I don't know if it's going to hold, but I had a 0.008 a long time ago. And once we hit it, I seen a lot of people like, holy shit. We flipped a zero on DGB. I can't believe it. I'm like, I can. The only question is can XRP do it? We know XLM can. We know XDC probably will. 9 bits from Gummy. Much love, Gummy. Thank you so much. Hold on, guys. I gotta grab some more water. I just dummied this water. But what do you guys think of that chart with DGB? You think that's pretty, are you guys feeling the descending triangle? Can you see why I have this out here like this in the weekly? Does it make sense to you? Do you see the weekly cross, or is there something you're missing here?
I got the maxi one. I just got lucky and matched.
Great July morning in 1996. Scattered around the body was a mix of German, Canadian,
like
and U.S. currency totaling some $4,000. His wallet was intact, and his contents identified him as 31-year-old Blair Adams of Surrey, British Columbia in Western Canada.
That was my last
Every aspect of this case is mysterious. There's no logical explanation for any of it. We can't say for a fact that this is why he did that.
Okay, guys, a 60-second ad so that I can just get my voice back real quick. 60 seconds, and I'll be back.
Authorities have now been able to reconstruct his back 3,000-mile journey and exhausted the tape. But still no one knows why Blair left home, or why he ended up in Knoxville, Tennessee. No one knows whether Blair Adams was running from a killer, or if he was just running from himself. Prior to his mysterious death, Blair Adams was a foreman with a construction company in Surrey, British Columbia. Those who knew him say Blair liked his work and did it well.
Blair did seem to have a normal life. He had many friends.
I don't think today.
Job, traveled on occasion.
All right, here we go. Thank you for the patience, everybody. I appreciate that. All right. So, what do we have here? Need to add 10,000 XRP. Shorting and holding accumulate. Yes, sir, CW. So will Lenny. No problem. Hoping if XRP goes to single digit low, we will be able to buy. We'll be able to buy. Cyber, we'll be able to buy. I don't believe in the notion that we're not going to be able to buy. I think the only way we'd be able to not buy is if we had some kind of power outage or something. But it defeats the purpose for the exchanges not to be able to make money. And the only way for them to make money is for us to buy and sell. Remember that at the end of the day. Without us, they can't make money. That would be like the bank telling us they're not going to let us take out a loan. Even if you have good credit. Because guess what? The bank needs to live. New money's not being created unless somebody who has the credit to take it out is creating money out of thin air. That's the hardcore bottom line truth. If you understand economics. Same thing with crypto. Unless people are leverage trading, more money's not being created out of thin air. So we can create money in crypto in thin air just like we do in the... just like the Fed does by printing money. We can print money in crypto too. It's called the USDT. It was called the UST, which is no longer. You know, and then what do? It's just like a business. If I fuck something up, I have a business license. I have Tom Speaker Incorporated 1. So we'll call it TSJ 1. I fuck it up. I break somebody's shit. Well, that's cool. I have my contractor's insurance. I'll just next year when I redo my contracts, I'll just go to TSJ 2. And now I have no liability that I've had any problems. That was under TSJ 1. That corporation's been abolished. Now we got TSJ 2. We have no history. We're all good. That's what Terra did. That's what Terra did. Instead of being Terra Luna, now they're Terra Lunk. That means you got to be a lunkhead to buy that garbage. I told everybody, if I got fooled on Luna number 1, don't get fooled on Lunk. You would be a fucking idiot. And that's not to be a dick. I'm just saying, if you got screwed over by Luna, don't put your life savings in Lunk. That's a pile of shit. That's even worse than Luna. The fact the government passed to allow this to happen should tell you everything you need to know. Play with Lunk, you play stupid games, you're going to get stuck in the trunk and you're going to be fucking bankrupt. I guarantee it. I want a big bag of an XRP at an average. Oh! Bunny, I'm glad you're in here because you sent me a message, but I was going to be damned to send it to you back in a text type message. When people ask me that kind of question, you better be fucking in here. And that's why I'm glad you're in here, because now we can debate this. So, you have an average price of 20 cents. And the reason why I wasn't going to just tell you it over a message, I can't just say, oh, yes, Lenny, or no, Lenny, at 20 cents. Well, yeah, $5 is different. If you're, like I told everybody with Lunk or with Luna, if you want to take a chance, put 1 to 2% of your portfolio, by all fucking means, go fucking balls wild. I'll see you with the other 98% of your portfolio. But if you're going crazy, yeah, that's when I have an issue because you've already seen the history. Even if it goes up 10 billion%, you get lucky. It's exactly that. There's going to be a rug pull. Again, Lunk isn't going to last. If it's baby Luna didn't last, what do you think is going to happen when an inflationary problem happens with Lunk? So the bottom line here with XRP, you're asking if you should sell because you have 20 cents. Well, the problem is right now, that's a hell of a spot to finally figure out whether or not you want to sell. First off, you can't sell right now. What's this? There's nothing in it. But for 20 cents, I mean, first of all, we got to make sure this isn't some kind of reversal that's starting. You can't sell it now if you're only looking for it to go down at this exact moment. First things first, once you see this bottom support at 37.3 break, that's when I would first start selling if I was you. Or if we get back to the top of here at 41 cents. It's just right now you are in dead man's land. You're in no man's land at this point. Although I am fully confident that we're getting lower than we are, the worst thing that can happen is if you first sell it, and then all of a sudden you're looking at it and it has a back test. You're like, okay, I have a 20-cent average. I sold it at 38. And then all of a sudden it's at 42. Like, what the fuck was I doing? No, what you want is if you have these, when you sell it, you don't want it going up. You want the first impact is going to be down. But that's why when Ryan asked me at 50 cents, I said, listen, I know you waited a long time, but I guarantee you got to sell now when it's about to bust through 50 because we're about to have a massive drop. And then it went down to 33. So obviously that's a fucking huge drop for him. And now even sitting at 38 cents at least for Ryan, it's not at 50 anymore. So that's a big drop so far. And that's a scenario where I was fully comfortable with him dropping. And I told him, get the fuck out of there at that price. Now, it's not that simple. Yes, we have a bull flag that's busting right now in here. Yes, we have a pattern where I think it's breaking down and we're having a descending triangle. But I've been around the block a few times and I've seen this many times where you get this descending style pattern and then all of a sudden for no reason it does that. And those are the spots you're looking for to get out of if you're still in it. It's just, it's not technically about your 20-cent dollar call or your buy-in price. Because if you're worried about it hitting 20 cents, I mean, yeah, then obviously that's still such a good buy-in at this price, at this point. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get out of it now so that you can buy more when it gets down there. And I 100% understand that. My problem is I don't know if 33 cents is going to bust. That's my problem. We need to find if this is going to bust or not. I can't answer it until it gets down there. When I hit going to buy a donkey, so everyone I told. Yeah, me too. I'll join you with one too. And then I'm gonna buy a bunch of what other things Johnny Depp wanted?
Alpacas.
Then I'm gonna buy a bunch of alpacas so that we can get a Johnny Depp, Depp, you know, with Pirates of the Caribbean properly in this next one.
We need $300 million and $1 million alpacas.
But I know it's gonna go low, and for me, it's kind of like a euphoric moment still, guys, for it to be at 38.5 cents. Because I took a lot of shit about it breaking 52 and then 48. And then these were the, oh my God, Tom, these are the impossible fucking numbers. So, hold on. I know I'm going back and forth, but Lenny. So, what I'm thinking, Lenny, is at this particular moment, what I would highly encourage you to do, if you want to take a chance, is I would say at this point, wait for 33 cents. Or you can sell out 50% of it right here at 37.3. Right when it breaks this downtrending support, sell 50% of it if you can't bear to sell the whole thing. But once we break this support, there's a very small chance that we could hold 36.5. And it could just be a fake out down through. But I'm really looking for this to retouch the bottom of this bear pennant at 33.6. And then ultimately that bear pennant not holding up. So in the future, we're going to hit a 19.2 target somewhere. We're going to hit a 22 cents. And ultimately, I think we're going to get down to 11 cents. I really do. And I've been saying that for a long time. It just makes me look smarter because we're this cheap right now. I look like a complete buffoon when we're at $1.50, $1.30, $1.10, you know, when I'm saying this. Even though I still was looking smarter as it was going down because I was calling it from so much farther up. But I'm not afraid of confrontation, so I'm not afraid to put these numbers out here. MATIC, and then we got to go to Ethereum. But when you see all of these hunting these uptrends, even though they're in much larger descending triangles on a lot of these, MATIC showing the exact same thing we're trying to preach on some of the other ones. We already have a 20 that's about to cross the 50. It's like literally right there. Which means we're moments away, or days, because Sunday is the start of the next weekly candle at 8 p.m. This is where you can have these impulse moves down on thinly traded weekends. Remember last weekend? We had small moves up and down, but by the end of Sunday, we started to finally show the pattern worth. And then in the Monday, you very well could have the same kind of scenario. So what we're looking for, if you're in MATIC, if you're looking at MATIC, if you appreciate or embrace MATIC, is you're looking for that 30, or what is it, 476 double bottom, so that you can break that, and then you can finally get down to this low where you need to get down to, which is around 29.1. No, it's not. 35.5 and then 29.1. So those are the levels you're looking at. We've had no sustained rebound at all for quite some time. It's been just these breakdowns. And then if you see this in the 30-minute time frame, you can see this descending triangle support that broke, which it's slightly descending, but you can see we're back testing as resistance in the smaller time frames. And this could help us come down to this double bottom at least that we're just talking about at 47.9. So that's what you're looking at for MATIC. And then Ethereum, it's the same thing as we just looked at with MATIC. We broke this support. We're coming back testing it. We've hit it once as resistance. If you pull it out into a farther part of the time frame, you can see this is the descending triangle, but it was kind of split off into two supports because we don't know which one it's going to hit. We just have two technical targets here that we'll finish and we'll hit. But first we have 1487, and then we have further down to 1214. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the fourth one's his favorite, right?
Mm-hmm.
But,
but that's what, is he?
yeah, you need to find him a Duke Caboose.
And that's what I'm seeing with Ethereum. And we like talking about Ethereum. We had this W reverse. So now it's, are we going to have a successful cup here? Or are we going to come all the way to the uptrend? That's why it's so interesting. To come back up here, we've got that 1300 area. Make a successful cup and then continue on. Or are we going to have an unsuccessful cup and come back down to the uptrend? Which, a lot of times, guys, as we know, we like to ride these uptrends. And it helps confirm our pattern. So, there's a lot of stuff going on in crypto. None of it's good. We got the Fed coming out, which is what we have to talk about too. I want to make sure that we're all caught up with this. So, we got the Fed rate hikes. So, here's what came out 10 hours ago. And guys, I'm trying to put some news in here too so you guys can see exactly what's going on with these rate hikes. It's all great to look at the technicals. But we also have to understand, so the Fed will raise interest rates again soon, make these money moves now. So, real quick, if you're from the USA, Americans are dealing with a period of rapidly rising interest rates for the first time in years. The Federal Reserve on Wednesday released the minutes. And this was important. This was from yesterday, or 2 days ago, the minutes from its latest meeting showing that the central bank plans to deliver more 50 basis point rate hikes this year, likely at each remaining meeting on the calendar in an effort to tamp down inflation. The Fed may also raise interest rates more than the market currently anticipates, which, if they go hawkish, we're going to go down a lot faster than I'm saying. But like I said, 50 basis points in May after 25, and then the market would finally be like, oh shit, nobody thought they were going to do 50. I got a lot of backlash, but I said they had no choice. So then you did the 25 in, what was it, April, 50 in May. Then I said, what happens when you do 50 in June and 50 in July? Well, now we're about to get 50 more in June, and it's going to cut the market again. Every single time we do a 50-point base hike or a 50 basis point rate hike, the market's going to crash every single time because we're being hawkish. If he comes out and says 25, well, then we're fucked. Then we'll probably get a small pump. And if he says 25, I'll be the first to buy. If he says 75, I'm shorting right at the moment he says it. So that's just my strategy. 50's neutral, so I'm not doing anything. It should bring it down, but, you know, market manipulators can have other things to say. So the minutes are from the central bank's meeting in early May where it raised its benchmark rate hike or rate a half point. As rate increases, there are some key money moves financial experts recommend consumers make to put themselves in a better financial situation. Include paying down debt and shoring up personal budget to be able to withstand any sudden. Oh, no shit. Great advice. But if nobody has any money, how would you like them to pay their debt if they don't have any fucking money? Yeah, that's great advice. You know, 5 years ago or 4 years ago when I had to go into negative to just pay bills. But yeah, no problem. Just pay down your debt. That's fine. So anybody looking to buy a home, shopping for a car, or is carrying credit card debt, according to CFP Lorna Standard Director. If you are shopping for a home, you might want to ask your lender if you can lock in your rate now, she said. Sometimes the lender for a flat fee will allow you to lock in today's rate, even if you're not going to close for another few months. Meh. But yeah, this is what we're looking at, though, guys. It's not good. It may also make sense to consolidate credit cards. Who cares about all this? Prepare for the future. We already know all this nonsense. But yeah, that's what we're looking at. So the rate hikes aren't stopping anytime soon, guys and gals. Do you understand? Leonardo. I should know that. I should know that, Lenny. Lenny is Leonardo. The Mavs suck. Well, I mean, I agree. I don't live in fucking Dallas. You know, as far as I'm concerned, Mark Cuban can take his team and shove it up his ass. You know, I don't mind them, but I don't care for Dallas. You know, I don't care for their sports teams. Because the last time the Lions made the playoffs, we got cheated by a team from Dallas. Which we suck anyhow, but it was the one and only time the Lions can make the playoffs. Then we get screwed? Or what the fuck? You're in Cali? Nice. So, I can't believe it's already 48 minutes in, but there are two that we haven't looked at that I do want to look at still. Gummy, thanks for the 6 bits. Although we haven't had a whole ton of bits tonight, or a whole ton of people subscribing and all this other stuff, still been a lot of support here, a lot of people talking, and that's what matters. You need a lot of people to be talking, a lot of people to be having fun. And the ones who have shared and donated and everything, I do greatly appreciate it as always, because you guys are always very generous. Gummy with the 3 bits, see what I mean? Shiba. And it sucks, because right now, guys, I feel like I got to keep showing these same patterns, but I can't change. What are we going to change? There's nothing to change. Our pattern's incomplete so far. We have the weekly engulfing candle for the 3rd week in a row now. Well, it's more than that, but the 3rd solid week in a row already, where we don't even have to do anything, and it's already finished, which leads me to believe that we're going to have another one to finish down to here. We're having these weekly crosses that'll happen at the end of the week, assuming we don't have a massive rally. We're going to end up starting this weekly cross on Sunday when the pattern continues. This bull flag is busted. This was about as poor of a cup and handle as you can see on Shiba and failing. Because now it's going to come back into the consolidation area, which just happens to be the uptrend. That's why we know we have a technical target waiting there. And then if we break that, we know it can get much, much worse. But we're waiting on a technical move that we've been waiting on. It's just being very stubborn like the rest of the market. But we're looking for that 685 area. That's the 0.0000685. But yeah, I mean, that's what we're looking at. With that, like hardcore looking at that. In the 30-minute, we can break it down a little bit and look and say, oh, well, we're still very bearish. Even on the 20-day, we can't really do anything. For the first time in a while, we've bounced, and we're trying to show a little bit of strength, but what's happening? No volume. So the odds here is on a thinly traded weekend. Could we work our way back up on some of these drop points? Maybe. But I think it's going to be pretty pedestrian. Let's see what kind of potential we're looking at here, guys, this weekend. Could we make a pedestrian 10% bounce? On a thinly traded weekend, maybe. But you're going to have to contend with this 1087, and that very well could be the end of it. What was that, 1,000? Hey, Storm Patrol, thanks for the 1,000 bits. That was mighty generous of you. Very generous of you. But that's what we're looking at for this weekend. Can we get a little retest? Or is this just bullshit again? What do you guys think? Weekend pump or weekend dump? Or is it just going to be consolidation? Be very careful, though, because on the 4-hour time frame is where you need to look at. Don't just look at the 30-minute. Because right now we've only got about 4.5%, 4% of room here to get up to the 4-hour time frame. So I could see maybe a 3 or 4% move up as a little fake out. Back test the 20-day and the 4-hour time frame. And then just get outright rejected. That's okay, Redwire. Yeah, it's been 52 minutes, but you know, even a minute is better than nothing. Holiday outside, low volume. Yep. That's why I think we could get a few percentage point pump here to start the weekend. Just because it's a holiday weekend. What do I think of XXA? It's double XA. Oh, there's no chart. Well, I don't think much of it. I don't know what the fuck it is, to be honest with you, so. What is XXA, Gummy? I'm a long-term dumper. Yes, sir, Kenny, me too. I think long-term it's, yes. Why for Lord? Yes, it is. It's part of the master plan. Yes, it has some WAF involvement, with some WAF players, but it's gonna be okay. I don't know what XXA is. Hold on. Is it a crypto or what? Is it this Xinium? If it's Xinium, I've heard of this. I think you've brought this up before if this is the one you're talking about. I know the name because you've had me look this one up before, but other than okay, so this has to be the right one. Thank you, Kenny. I thought we were talking about the same one once I seen that name. So the live Xinium price today is 10.6 with a 24-hour trading volume of $515.22. We update our XXA USD. Market cap ranking is 68.32. The circulating supply is not available. I don't know, man. I don't trust the way this looks at all, to be honest with you. That's just a lot of movement for that small of a market cap. It's got a market cap of $1,884,592. Fully diluted market cap of $57,272,000. And you're gonna tell me it went up 51% on a trading volume of $515. That has scam written all over it to me. Pump and dump. I mean, I'm not saying it's like a scam coin. I'm just saying a pump and dump style makeup is what it's showing. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting. If you were situated in a coin like this before the pump, and obviously it's already up 51%. The trading volume, the price change is down 12%. This is one that could get people caught up here. This is one where it could go from 10.6 to either 15 cents real quick, or it could come down and flip a zero. These are the scary ones with how low that volume is. This says March 24th, XXA scam run by scammers, bearish. I'm always interested to see what people are saying. Give some background. Yeah, I was going to say, you can't just say it's a scam if you're not going to at least say why it's a scam run. I could see a pump and dump, but that's a lot different than a scam right off the bat.
Because of all the experiences that I thought it necessary for me to start looking into all of this.
I mean, the one thing I don't dislike, I don't hate the fact that it's on Stellar. I just hate the fact that Lobster is so finicky and that there's so many scams going on. But if you can fine tune all the bullshit and get through all the bullshit, there's still some great stuff on Lobster. It's just you can't be an idiot. That's all. If you're an idiot and trying to go on Lobster, just get off. You might as well just punch yourself in the face because you're gonna end up losing your money. But if you actually know what you're doing your due diligence, and you can spot a scam, and if you're in a scam, you understand what to do and proceed, well, then you're okay. But if you don't know how to work your way around an asset, just stick with the traditional market. So Stellar is the network of the future, and Exinium is the crown jewel there. Cryptocurrency XXA is backed by Exinium Foundation's precious metal holdings, blockchain transparency, and auditable transactions. It is the only token in the world with force majeure asset protection backup. That's fucking a very interesting piece of information. I wish somebody would have typed that in there. No, I don't, because then I wouldn't have searched for it. So here's the locations. When Exinium buys precious metals, the same number of IXAT tokens will be made and transferred based on ownership of XXA as to what precious metal USD value has just been purchased. All transactions recorded on Stellar blockchain ledger. Collateral of precious metal value is greater than market value of XXA at all times. I was gonna say this. Listen, the problem with this is this all looks like this is bullshit. I've seen the stuff put out like this. Whenever I read stuff like this, I know it's a scam. This is a scam. When it's written down like this is all bullshit. That's bullshit. This is too finely done. This is all bullshit. Because everything that I've read that says this exact line, listen. This is the line that you should always now know that it's probably tied to a scam. Whenever it uses this line, collateral of precious metal value is greater than market value of XXA at all times. That's a bullshit line based on the market cap that I seen and the volume pushed. 1000% bullshit. So yeah, you got to be very careful with this because they're lying right here on the home page. So the value of cryptocurrency Exinium XXA is based on 4 precious metals: gold, silver, palladium, and platinum. We know that can't possibly be true. Does anybody know why that can't possibly be true? Kenny probably does, but does anybody else know why that can't possibly be true? I'm yet to see an asset backed up by more than one category of metals. Like, why would it be backed by all 4? I don't know. This screams like this isn't, managed by Exinium Foundation. Yeah, I've seen all I need to know. I'd be very careful with that one. That sounds like Whip and all those other douchebags that ruined a good thing. And some people ruin their own good things because there's a lot of con artists out there, and that's why I always say keep it straight and narrow. You know, like, make sure you don't have the wandering eye. The reason I always talk about the wandering eye, because that's when you get involved. You know, the scams hit the wandering eye big time, all the time. So much good stuff on Lobster, though, Kenny. So much good stuff. Sean, welcome in, my main man from Maine. It's just, at this point in time, you know, I don't endorse Lobster just because I know too many people that aren't savvy enough in my audience and will get fleece heisted and shysted and get hook, line, and sinker 7 days in a row on Lobster, if that makes any sense. Man, it's already 9:01, guys. What an amazing, amazing night. I'm glad that we got to go through more than just the charts. We got to look up a few things. Got to go through some of the news. But what do we think about the end of this? Hold on, I need to read what everybody's saying. Just be careful, that's all. It's actually licensed under the EU legislations. It's on their site. Those maps are done by... Yeah, see? I knew I seen those somewhere. Whiplash, that's who I was thinking in my head. Appreciate it, Kenny. I really do. But everybody, have a good night. If you haven't followed me on YouTube, make sure to click the homepage here on Twitch. Follow my YouTube partner page and join the almost 10,600. I think we're about to flip it today, actually, which will be nice. And then to our journey to, I don't even know what our next journey is. 12,222 is my next journey for followers or subscribers on Twitch. Or I mean YouTube. On Twitch, we're just trying to get to 400. Gummy! Thanks for the 9 bits. I appreciate that. Stay blessed, everybody. Have a good night. Kenny, have a good one. Everybody here, have a good one. Sean, what did I miss? Oh, wait a minute. Sean's in here. I can finally show Theta before I walk out. I forgot. Last thing, you guys get one bonus one because Sean's in here. I never went to Theta because I didn't see him in here. Have a good night, Tracy. Jam F. Tracy. What did you miss a lot, Sean? You're going to have to watch the replay. It's a good one. But look at Theta popping back into this little area. That's interesting. So, that's $1.16. So, Sean, this weekend, if Theta doesn't break $1.16, you know we're coming down. We'll be down here before the weekend's over at 94 cents. If we can break $1.16, we might have a chance to make this little rally here to about $1.64, but I doubt it. You'll get capped at $1.36. But hey, we can all have hope. The main thing is that we broke back on top of here, Sean. and as of right now, Theta's not willing to relinquish to go back down to the double bottom. It just won't have any of it. To the point now to where we could start a 20 crossing the 50 here and have a nice, sneaky, quick drop point retest to start the weekend. $1.24 seems like could be reasonable here. I love when they sneak back in like this. This could be speaking of the market. The market could sneak back. See how we're in this little channel now? We snuck into a channel. That's awesome. This is kind of just like an extension play here. That's it. But these can make for those quick weekend rallies. Remember I said about 4.5% we could hit across the market? Martin, it is. It's a great project. I love Polkadot. It's a great project. It's just, we have a lot further to go. It's going to be a little more painful here if you're looking for a long hold. I suggest you hit the follow button because I got to go. And also join me on YouTube. Everybody's leaving anyhow because I keep saying I'm leaving. But, hey, Martin, thanks for the follow. You're 331, I believe. Also, hit the homepage here on Twitch. And click my YouTube page. Join the other 10,500 subscribers on YouTube. I'll catch you guys on the other side. Stay blessed, everybody.